EA is purchased by Saudi Arabia. That's been the headline everywhere from the last day or so. It's true, but it's not the whole truth. So let's kind of dig into it just a little bit here and go over the facts. Then talk about what that might mean for the future of EA and its games. So first of all, Saudi Arabia's public investment firm, along with Silver Lake and Jared Kushner, purchased EA Games. And that's important because that's going to help us kind of see where they're going to take the company and, more importantly, the games, the things we care about. So starting with the Saudi Public Investment Fund, what they do is they invest both domestically and internationally on behalf of the country and their economy. And from the quick search I looked up, they tell me that they're one of the largest in the world, having an estimate of 41 billion in assets. Okay. So the second is, or second purchasee is Silver Lake. This is, again, just another quick search I did. They are a private equity firm, meaning that they purchase they purchase private companies or public companies and take them private to make profit. They're a company. They make money. That's what they do. Simple as that. Well, the way they make money is a little more complicated than that. However, the gist is they want money. Okay, for us, that's what this means right now. Silver Lake wants money. Now, the third one I think is the most interesting of these purchases. Jared Kushner, okay, according to my quick search here, American businessman, though more notably is the son-in-law of the current president of the United States, Donald Trump, and is married to Ivanka Trump. He served as a senior advisor to Donald Trump during his first administration from 2017 to 2021. Now, this does start to paint a picture, doesn't it? I don't know what the picture is yet, though it does paint a picture. And again, these are surface level things anyone can look up. I just did some quick searches and some basic research. Also, let me clarify. Jared Kushner is not directly involved in the purchase, so to speak, but it's his investment firm, Affinity Partners. So he is directly involved, but it's through his investment firm, okay? Anyways, we have a fourth player in this, which is JP Morgan. That's where when you see, oh, this is a leverage purchase, probably one of the most leveraged purchases or buyouts in history, is because JP Morgan is flipping. I've seen anywhere between 18 to 20 billion dollars. So kind of between that is loaning that towards the purchase of EA Games. All right, meaning that the company automatically goes into debt to JP Morgan, sort of like things like a mortgage, right? For 18 to 20 billion dollars, which is incredibly high for a purchase takeover. And then lastly, the last point I want to make here, this is according to Forbes.com, the PIF, the public investment firm from Saudi Arabia, will be keeping 10% ownership by rolling those shares into the new private company rather than cashing out. And that's an important one because all the headlines you keep seeing about, oh, Saudi Arabia is gonna, according to other people's words, it's gonna take the woke out and all that. And basically when they say that, they're kind of saying, oh, hey, the quality of the games are going to improve because they're not going to focus on an agenda because Saudi Arabia is a traditionally conservative nation. It's not necessarily true. We'll call it PIF now as well, the public investment firm. We're just going to call it PIF. The PIF does not look like it's going to have a large say in what's going to happen within the company. They're just going to start collect. But however, the more interesting point is Jared Kushner's investment firm. That's a very focal point there, because you have to ask yourself, what do they know that we don't? Right? What do they have behind closed doors to make them go through with this deal? Now, just to kind of give some more clarification, I looked up Electronics or EA Games' this quarterly kind of report, their FY25. Now, no, we're not going to get too nitty gritty with this. May 6, 2025, you see it right here. They released a quarterly report. There's lots of jargon here. Basically, what you want to look at is their net revenue was $7.4 billion. It's their net revenue. So EA is not hurting as much as a lot of people make them out to be. If you read up here, they make the majority of their money from the college football. Okay. The net income, right, is kind of what we're going to look at. I know I talked about the net revenue. Net revenue is how much they made before operating costs. Net income is how much they made after factoring. As you can see, they've made about $1 billion. With this most recently, since they dropped off about 28%. Yeah, they've had a bad year. There's no way of slicing and dicing it. However, they are doing anywhere near as bad as some people like it make it out to be. Why would EA run itself into the ground? It's intellectual properties, then sell? With Donald Trump's son-in-law being involved, that tells me that there was something orchestrated here. There's something, a bigger plan. They know something we don't. Just what that is, though, nobody can know. One thing I can tell you, though, is that it will not be good for us game enthusiasts as a whole. That $20 billion leverage from JP Morgan, the loan that they put into this purchase, it's going to have to be repaid. And I believe they're going to do so just with increased microtransactions. They know what they can milk. Obviously, EA Sports, those sports guys buy anything and everything that comes out. They're going to double down on that. The Sims, they're going to come out with 30 other more friggin' Sims expansions. They're going to buy it up. Maybe even a new Sims. Anyways, guys, if you got something out of this, if you didn't know something about this purchase that I mentioned tonight or in this video, you leave a like. And if you want more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. I get into a lot of the nitty gritty here on this channel. I really like to get into the writing aspects of gaming or shows, or just try and cover things that other people might have missed in other channels. So if you're into that kind of thing, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. I really would like to know what other people are thinking about this. Anyways, guys, take care. In later days.